Good morning, afternoon, everybody. Happy spring break, Friday. The days are starting to kind of blur together. I woke up this morning and tried to figure out which day it was. They're going fast and slow at the same time. Thank you for making the most of your spring break. Hopefully you're able to get some time away-ish. I know for a lot of people a staycation's tricky, especially after being cooped up for a week before. But hopefully you're able to get some relaxation in, some reflection in. I have seen people doing all sorts of service projects, whether it's chalk on the sidewalks all the way up to making masks for those first responders. It's been pretty cool. Several updates for this week. We're going to go with the digital video route today instead of emails, just because frankly I'm tired of emails. First, a legislative update, which is huge. The House and Senate did pass House Bill 197 unanimously this week. Key pieces of this bill, and forgive me reading off these sheets, but I don't have them all memorized. First, it eliminates state and federal testing for the 1920 school year, which is huge for us. It prohibits the issuance of report cards for the 1920 school year, that's from the state report cards, and provides us with a year of safe harbor from any sanctions regarding the report card. Another big piece is that it freezes Ed Choice eligibility to the 1920 list, which only includes 517 buildings. It does permit students and their school-age siblings who attend or would have attended a building on the 1920 eligibility list to receive a voucher. It waives the third grade reading guarantee retention requirement. It permits schools to grant high school diplomas to students on track to graduate and for whom the principal determines that the student has successfully completed the curriculum. It permits schools not to conduct evaluations of district employees, including teachers, admin, or superintendents, for the 1920 school year if determined impractical or impossible. It prohibits the use of the 1920 value-added data for the purpose of teacher evaluations. It permits certain state licensure delays based on the virus that's taking place now. It delays all licensure deadlines. It authorizes a tax commissioner to extend the school district income tax filing, which is good for Thomas. It permits boards of ed to use electronic communication for in-person meetings and hearings no later than December 1st. It permits the state director of agriculture to exempt school districts from registering as a food processing establishment overseen by the Ohio Department of Ag. That's good for Adam. It permits the issuance of one-year non-renewable provisions for educator licenses, provided certain conditions are met. So bottom line is there's been a lot of flexibility given to schools. The biggest pieces that impact us are obviously the state report card, the testing piece, the third grade reading guarantee piece, which will come down to the principal and teacher's decision, as well as graduation, which is huge for our seniors. Speaking of distance learning, which we will call remote learning or brain bags, we kick off this phase starting this Monday on the 30th. I appreciate the number of folks that have jumped in with both feet and already started working with their kids with Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Hangouts. The chats have been awesome. We'll plan on this course of action until we hear differently. I know I get asked probably 5 times a day, are we going to have school this year? Remote learning will be our MO for the next week, and we'll take it week by week until the governor tells us, hey, we're doing this till May 1 or the rest of the year. We're going to keep on our current path. As of today, I would say the odds of us meeting face-to-face again are pretty slim, but we do not know that definitively just yet. A lot of times we're hearing when everyone else hears during the 2 p.m. press conferences. Make sure we plan week to week. We have the opportunity to really shine with the creativity piece, and I've already seen it with a lot of folks. Some that I wouldn't consider real tech savvy have jumped in, and it's been awesome. Please make sure your students are comfortable. Make sure you've reached out to your parents. Make sure you've reached out to those that are struggling individually. I think that goes a long ways. Bottom line is people want to feel supported. They're not going to remember a worksheet or a packet or an assignment that they did during this phase, but they're going to remember is the relationships that we've built with them and how we supported them during this time. Speaking of support, food distribution is going to start up this Monday on the 30th. This will happen on Mondays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to noon in each of our schools. The high school will partner with the junior high, and we'll have a kind of a to-go setup outside the junior high cafeteria doors for both high school and junior high students. We'll also have for high school and junior high families a set spot for people to pull up if they need wireless internet. They need Wi-Fi, they'll be able to do that at those locations near the trailers. We'll have signs out there posted for this coming Monday, the 30th. We appreciate the churches stepping up. They've done a ton to feed folks in our community during this time. Church on Fire, LifeSpring, Legacy, St. John's, they've jumped in to help feed these families while we were kind of getting our orders together, literally putting the orders together. Thank you to Adam and Sue and our cooks for stepping up and making this happen as well. It is no easy task, and there's a lot of unknowns. Are we going to be feeding 300 people, or are we going to feed 1,400 people? We don't know. The churches have our back, which is huge, and they're going to jump in and support any needs that we might not be able to meet this first week based on how fluid the situation is. Construction update. The construction guys are still jamming. I was done at Harrison Elementary this morning. Even in the rain, they're out there full suits and getting work done. So the building construction piece is still progressing. The fact that we're this early in the process is helping, that we're outside, that they're able to social distance. Wash your hands. There are wash stations on each site. So the construction piece is still happening. You'll see that Harrison Elementary probably looks to be the furthest along. Miami Whitewater Elementary and the junior high are moving along. They got footers in. They've got slabs. They're starting to pour slabs, which is huge. Crosby, walls are up and slabs are poured. The quicker we can get the slabs poured and they're working on concrete, the better. And that is happening. Thank you also to Mr. Bill, who had some awesome aerial shots and drone shots that he took this week. Hopefully you were on Facebook or Twitter and saw some of those aerial photos. They're pretty powerful. Word to the wise, please be careful how much time you're spending on social media and the news. Right now there is a lot of heavy stuff coming out of New York City, and it's going to continue in the next week or so, and it's going to get bad here real soon. So please be careful how much time you spend on social media. It can drag you down pretty quick. What we model for our kids is going to be important as we go through this new remote learning brain bag piece. It's important that we slow roll up to it, that we're not coming out full bore with 7 hours, 10 hours of work every day. I don't think kids are looking for that. I don't think parents are looking for that, and I don't think we're looking for that. Here's to an awesome start to our remote learning. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out via email. It's probably the best way, and I'll get you any answers I can. People have been reaching out all week, which has been cool. I'll get you any answer I can that I'm 100% on. So thank you, and have a great weekend.